Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. And we do it live every weekday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at auntiederek.com. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and today is Tuesday, August 4th. So with me on the mic, I have my fabulous co-host. We're going to start with my icy chili. Hello, boo.
Hey there.
Hey there. Next, we have, let me get her name tag, my gorgeous moon. Hey, boo.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning indeed. And next we have our favorite chaotic cup. Hey, cup.
It's actually afternoon. Oh yeah, you're never mind.
Don't you get your ass beat at the beginning of the show now. And,
Hello.
and shout out to the listeners holding it down in the chat as well. Well, y'all, we got some good old tea to sip today, especially with our starting story because we have an Auntie Dare's Daytime Tea exclusive. So let's go ahead and jump right in.
To the tea time.
Yes. Well, the first thing I want to talk about. So TMZ actually reported that Dr. Dre has been seen with a new woman, a new brunette that is not Michelle Sanii from the Valley. Remember, we have actually talked on this about on the show before that they were a couple. They were reportedly a couple, but you see where it says here by way of TMZ, Dr. Dre spotted with mystery woman months after Michelle Sanii confirms romance. Mm-mm. Let me share my screen so y'all can see what I'm seeing, honey, in this TMZ article. TMZ actually does not know this woman's name, but this is the photo they're referring to. Dr. Dre, old bald headed ass. And Dr. Dre is back for a date night at Nobu Malibu, but this time he's not dining with the Valley star Michelle Sanii. He's breaking bread with a different brunette. The music mogul was photographed walking closely behind the mystery woman as they exited the restaurant Sunday. Unclear who she is, but she's not the reality TV star who only recently confirmed she was dating Dr. Dre. His dinner companion dressed up for the evening in a pastel mini dress and carried what appeared to be a matching Hermes mini Kelly bag. Dr. Dre kept things casual in all black. It's unclear whether the pair were on a date or simply grabbing dinner as friends, but the location makes the outing especially interesting. Dre and Michelle had previously been photographed holding hands after dinner at Nobu, Malibu, helping spark romance rumors she later confirmed. Michelle eventually said she and Dre were spending time together and loved being in each other's company. She also revealed they were introduced through a mutual friend, though she said they intended to keep the relationship largely private. As TMZ reported, Michelle's ex husband, Jesse Lally, said he learned about the relationship online and was not given a heads up. Most of Michelle's Bravo's castmates were also initially in the dark. No word if Michelle was in the dark about Dre's new Malibu dinner guest, but she's about to find out. Mm-mm. She's about to find out indeed, honey. So, y'all, TMZ may not know who this woman is, but Auntie Derek knows who this woman is. Her name is Tonya Calderon, and she's an award winning artist. How do I know this? Let me show y'all some receipts, honey. So, I'm just in my, on them Instagram streets, minding my own business, scrolling through stuff. I happen to get a DM from a random person who has no followers. Okay, this person showed me a link to someone's story. Now, for that person's privacy, I went ahead and blocked out that person's, Instagram account for in the screenshot. But I have two pictures I need y'all to see. This is one. So, if and you probably should. If I know those who in here who can't see, you might have to like scroll up and zoom it. But you'll see where it tags Michelle Calderon. They're saying congratulations and happy birthday on winning your award. So that's one photo. I actually sent these screenshots to my group, and they was like, "Oh, this does look funny." But one person was like, "Well, maybe they're just friends." Da 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 da. Let's look at another picture, baby. They are more than just friends. How do I know this, honey? She had her hand on that man's thigh, honey. See that you don't sit with a friend like that, honey. You sit with your man like that, honey. See, this is my man, girl. Look at it, cheek to cheek, honey. That is her man. But so yes, that's Miss Tanya Calderon. And if you were to go to her Instagram account, Tanya Calderon, you'll see more about her. So let me just share her photo here. You see, she has over 15,000 followers. What she does, Material Abstractions Group Exhibition. She won an art award, and that's the one that was in those screenshots I just shared. She's a visionary artist, and she's really pretty, really pretty. But yeah, she's an artist, and that's who that mystery woman is. Her name is Tonya Calderon. So thank you so much to that random person who and oh, y'all ain't even see her account what I'm looking at. My bad. I got to forgot. Here we go. So now you should see Tonya Calderon's Instagram page, honey. And all of her accomplishments, her website. Gorgeous, honey. So that's who that mystery brunette is, baby. And I'm gonna say the same thing like I said to about Michelle Sania. I hope she owns a helmet. Cause girl, if you know what I know, mm-mm,
Well, he has a type, clearly.
clearly.
Helmet is crazy.
I,
And what'd you say?
she
Oh,
said helmet is crazy.
I heard it came dawned on me. uh, and also, who cares about Dr. Dre? That thought popped in my head. But then also, girl, you thought you was going public, and he snatched that thing away like ASAP Rocky rescinded that damn offer.
Okay.
Said, "Oh, you want to talk about it on the internet? I takes it back."
Look, like I said, congratulations, girl. And if you don't have a helmet, I would highly recommend getting one, like ASAP. If you know what I know. Well, that is that on that. And again, thank you so much to that random person on Instagram with no followers who just thought I needed to see this tea. And had they not sent it to me, we wouldn't know. We would be just in the dark like TMZ. Who is this mystery woman? But we know who he is. Oh, excuse me, who she is. And yeah, well, that is that on that, honey. This next story, I have to shout out my gorgeous moon for bringing it to me. She sent this to me last night about Jafar, honey. I told y'all what they were doing with that Michael biopic, and you should see where I shared here by way of all hip hop. Supermax asked Jafar Jackson alongside bald headed Will Smith. That wasn't an insult. Will Smith did actually shave his head for this role. So but remember when that Michael biopic came out, I was like, I mean, it wasn't a quote unquote bad movie. It wasn't not enjoyable, but the way that those people were hyping it up, I said this movie is one of two things. It's either a money laundering scheme or it's like an attempt to use Michael's legacy to prop up Jafar as the next entertainer. Now, I love being right. So this starts Will Smith is bringing serious star power to his next action project, and he's just locked in a rising talent to share the screen. Jafar Jackson has officially joined the cast of Supermax, the upcoming Amazon MGM Studios thriller directed by David Gordon Green that's set to premiere on Prime Video. The film centers on two FBI agents working inside the world's most secure maximum security prison to investigate a murder. Smith plays one of those agents, and now Jackson stepping into an unspecified role that's already generating serious buzz. The casting move signals that the project's got real momentum behind it, especially with Jackson coming off the massive success of his breakout performance in the Michael biopic. Jackson made his acting debut portraying his legendary uncle in Antoine Fuqua's family sanctioned film Michael, which became the highest grossing music biopic of all time. He spent over 2 years preparing for that role, mastering Michael's iconic dance moves, including the moonwalk, the robot, the spin, and the toe stand. His performance earned him the Astra Midseason Movie Award for Best Actor and the National Film Awards Outstanding Performance honor, cementing him as a legitimate talent in Hollywood. The Supermax project is expected to start production shortly, with the film heading straight to streaming rather than theaters. Producers on the action thriller include Alex Heineman and Andrew Rona of the Picture Company, Will Smith and Andrew Fishback for Westbrook, according to the Hollywood Reporter. The real conversation starter here is what Will Smith's bringing to the table visually. The 57-year-old actor recently debuted a completely shaved head while attending the E1 Series Monaco Grand Prix in July, revealing the dramatic transformation for his next film. Smith's bold look has already sparked major coverage across entertainment outlets, with fans doing double takes at the transformation. The ball aesthetic signals a grittier, more intense direction for Smith's character in Supermax, and it's already got people talking about what this version of Will Smith is about to deliver. I tell you what, he can deliver, because he looking a little cute. Were y'all able to see Will Smith with a shaved head? Probably not, but let me share my screen. They got a video in here of it.
Yeah, it just so shows Jafar.
Uh, so let me show, let me show this screen instead.
That was done for me. That was done for me. Yes, for this interview. For this interview.
So I won't play the whole video. I just want y'all to see his head. They say, "Oh, we have a comment saying, isn't he bald now anyway?" But yeah, he's going public with it for this new role. I think it looks good on him. So that's that on that. But I knew it. And just look at how they were talking about him in this article. Oh, Jafar, he played his uncle, so he's generating so much buzz. He's an award winner. Da da da. It was cute. But honey, I've seen him personally. Anyway, let me not.
The person I was disappointed in was or I won't say him, but I think did a they were really trying to make soften up Joe a lot.
You think so in the biopic?
Yeah,
I don't know. They made him look mean as hell in that biopic now. And
he ain't
Coleman
beat
played that part.
he ain't beat nobody.
He beat Michael with the belt. I mean, but yeah, like yeah, we didn't see like the beatings that he was that we allegedly because you know who came out and said that he wasn't like was it Marlon? We just talked about it yesterday, and they're trying to do a documentary to really soften up Joe's image. Child, a mess, honey. Well, that's that on that, honey. We have a question saying, "Who is just Jafar?" Somebody who responsible for helping him with that money laundering, like allegedly. No, he's a very talented actor who portrayed his uncle in the Michael biopic, the highest grossing music biopic of all time. Okay, girl. Well, that is that on that. In other news y'all don't care about, Brandy and Ray J reunited in Atlanta. And you all should see I just share here in by way of hot new hip hop. Brandy and Ray J share emotional reunion in Atlanta. So let me just share my screen. Let's look at this quick video, honey, and get it over with.
Look who it is. Up here with a band-aid on.
Yeah, for shits and giggles.
What is going? I don't even know. I don't even want to know. But
For
just,
shits and giggles.
but I just love this guy.
Mm.
Mm,
Okay,
okay.
girl.
Okay.
Look, I'm just the only thing I can say when I started, I was like, look at Sonya's messy ass kids, honey. Both of them messages. Anyway.
He had on a heart monitor for shits and giggles too,
Mhm. Look, we have a comment saying Ray J is still alive. Hallelujah.
huh?
Awful. Girl. I mean,
My
we kind of knew
God.
something like this was gonna happen. This has happened before, one. And then I mean, we don't expect her to completely abandon her brother. Like, I mean,
Well, no, we don't. I mean, that's her blood, but ugh.
yeah. That's
Anytime he in the, I don't know why Instagram keeps feeding me this shit, but they keep feeding me him and what's old boy from from Carolina. Well, he played in Carolina.
uh
But
Cam Newton or
yeah, with Cam Newton. I don't know why they send me this podcast, but every time Ray J's on there, I'm like, this man is unhinged.
yeah. I feel like an unhinged is actually being generous, to be honest. So we have a comment. It's good to see their ceiling bond. No, it's not. No, it's not. To hell with that. Let me well, this next story. Are y'all familiar with Dapper Dan by chance? I know.
Yeah.
If you, okay, so yeah, I kind of figured y'all would know him. Well, honey, how about Cameron call himself trying to diss Dapper Dan, and Dapper Dan responded. And
I
you should
told
see
you I
what.
don't like him. I told you I
Uh,
don't like him.
yeah, he's and
This
it
man
was
always sticking his nose in some shit he don't got no business.
no really, and it's like for this, like you truly had no reason to do this, y'all. So Indulge me for a bit, honey. This video with Cameron is about 2 minutes long because y'all have to see what this MF said about Dapper Dan, and it's just it is in such poor taste, especially with Cameron being a Harlem native. So it's like, boy. But let me share my screen, child. And then we'll watch this, and then we'll talk about Dapper Dan's reply.
Do we think Dapper Dan could dress? And somebody said that. It depends on what your taste buds is. For I think he could dress if he hanging out with Clyde Frazier.
He got that Clyde Frazier.
Yeah, if you in the Clyde Frazier 70s era, then I think he was dope. But he probably old like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga who wear like one of them see-through shits to tie his neck up and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Not no tie, neither one of them shits that look the thing pizzazzy around their neck. Scarred. So if you going for the early 70s look, I think it just whoever said it probably is younger and was like, yo, nah, I ain't jacking that. I'm not jacking them snakeskin boots tucked in. Nigga got his pants tucked in the snakeskin boots and all type of shit. So I feel whoever said that, I dig it. I understand where he's coming from. Because you never seen Dap in like no jeans and some cool little Gucci shoes with the jeans and all. It's always eclectic. And super duper pause. He was like the nigga on no disrespect to him. I'm just giving an example. I don't mean no disrespect whatsoever. But it was like Men on Films in Living Color. He had that swag.
Oh, nigga had the little hat to the side.
Yeah. The nigga Damon Wayne and them niggas on Men on Films and shit. That's his swag. And I don't mean no disrespect.
A little homophobia on the side.
Mad in the comments at that dude. They was real mad at him. Like, what? You from the Bronx. You don't know no better. And I'm like, he said he dressed like a auntie. He put a word before that. He said he dressed like an auntie.
Listen, niggas respect that for what he was designing for
right,
other
that's
people.
what I was going to say.
He was designing dope shit for other people, but he got to realize it ain't like you seen Dap in the shit that he was designing.
That's what I was, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't really even see the nigga in the shit that he designing. He designing shit for Eric B.
Turn this bullshit off.
All that whole era, but he never wore that shit. Or at least I ain't.
Dapper ain't bother no damn body. This nigga, shut the fuck up.
And then wanted to say no disrespect, but proceeded to say so much, didn't just like Moon called it homophobia, honey. But I mean, we expect this from a man who can't even complete a full sentence without saying pause every other word. So, child, but Dapper Dan responded and had a nice response too. Let me go straight to that. You all should probably see it.
Mouthful of grits or something. Oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm. Them big ass teeth. Anyway. So Dapper Dan's reply, yo, Cam, usually I ignore young stuff, but you from Harlem. Have a conversation about what I teach. And why you repping Harlem backwards? How I dress myself is not how I set the stage or how I dress your generation or the ones after. I find it hard to understand how Harlem influencers will sell their own generation out or my generation. Y'all are launching lethal attacks against each other. Do you realize what you're doing towards the unity of Harlem? We put together Paid in Full, clothes and culture wise. People talk about it worldwide to this day. How can you turn and diss the creator who helped push the Harlem agenda forward? I usually don't like doing podcasts, but I think it's time I do one with you and address the Harlem and address the Harlem issues. Yeah, don't go on no podcast with his fucking ass Dapper Dan. Just let him be in.
Please don't.
Yeah, let this motherfucker think he's a fashion icon, honey, because he walked around in a pink fitted and a pink big ass t-shirt. Like, fuck out of here, you dick.
Ugh, so disrespectful. For no damn reason. That man wasn't bothering anybody.
And then gonna compare him to Men on Film. No disrespect, but Men on Film. You expect us, Mr. Pause, to take no. You are homophobic as fuck. So anything that you have to say that's doing with gay people, we know that you mean it as an insult. Stop your bullshit. That was very disrespectful, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And Dapper Dan is right. What are you doing for the Harlem legacy?
If you never play another fucking video from this fool, I'll be happy. Never.
Them teeth do be scaring me. Huh? Look like they're gonna come through the screen and just bite a bitch, honey. I'm like, ooh.
Thank
Like
you,
he,
Chill. Thank
uh,
you. I don't even care what this motherfucker has to say. I've never
about
liked him.
nothing. Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Does Mace even still do the podcast with him?
I think so. I
I ain't
that's a
seen him.
good question. I haven't seen him
Come to
either.
find out, knock knee Mace. Oh, you can't talk about nobody with your knees knocking and looking like you got big hips. I refuse. Oh no,
And I actually
I'm so
had the
sick of these.
pleasure of meeting Dapper Dan at now it was only just for a few minutes, and I was like, "Hey, I'm a big fan." But when I tell y'all he was so so nice, and of course, he had on his one of his legendary outfits that this big tooth motherfucker don't know shit about. So,
Ugh, ugh. I've never liked him. Never, ever, ever.
hmm well, that's that on that, honey. Now, unless it's like real, real good tea that we have to see, I will definitely try my best not to play no videos of this big tooth motherfucker on this show.
Cause he
Well,
ain't worth shit.
hmm well, that's that on that. So Nene Leakes. If you heard rumors about Nene Leakes returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, it got an offer with the peach. These are all rumors and are not true, according to TMZ. And you all should see where it says here, by way of TMZ, Nene Leakes has not been offered Real Housewives of Atlanta return contract. So let's get into it. Nene Leakes and the other stars of the Real Housewives of Atlanta have not been offered contracts for season 18, despite a report claiming Bravo is trying to bring Nene back, TMZ has learned. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ no contracts have gone out to any cast members, and no one has been formally told whether they're returning or getting the boot. We're told the report claiming Nene received an offer while Shamir Morton was passed over and Kelly Farrell was axed back is not true. Our sources say Bravo has not made any final casting decisions for the upcoming seasons, and contracts will only be sent out after the current season concludes. Fans began buzzing about Nene potentially reclaiming her peach after she was announced as part of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls trip Roaring 20th, marking her return to the Bravo universe after several years away. Nene last appeared as a full time Real Housewives of Atlanta cast member during season 12. She later sued Bravo and Andy Cohen in 2022, alleging the network fostered a hostile and racist work environment. She dismissed the lawsuit without prejudice months later. Andy recently praised Nene's role in the franchise's success and said her return for Ultimate Girls Trip was a positive experience, but as of now, we're told that has not translated into a season 18 contract. We've reached out to reps for Bravo and Nene. So far, no word back. So yeah. I mean, I just find it really hard to believe after she accused him of being a racist cokehead, honey. He gonna be so
Mm.
quick to
He was being kosher with the whole like, okay, she came, but I don't think, and honestly, they just want to rekindle something, you know. I guess it's maybe she is like the funniest one or the most entertaining. She's definitely, memeable and stuff like that. But y'all need to quit making up shit.
hmm Well, that's that on that. And Sydney Star, y'all. So we've got some updates. And you should see where it says here by way of TMZ. Love and Hip Hop Sydney Star denies child sexual assault allegations following arrest. So let's get into it. Sydney Star says the child sex allegations against her are flat out false, and she plans to fight them every step of the way. In a statement to TMZ, the Love and Hip Hop New York alum says she unequivocally denies the allegations against her and intends to vigorously defend herself through the legal process. Her statement continues, allegations should not be mistaken for fact, and public opinion should never replace due process. Sydney also says the case should not be viewed as a reflection of the transgender community, stressing one person's alleged actions should never be used to judge or stigmatize an entire group. She thanks supporters for their patience and asks for privacy as the case moves forward. Sydney says this will be her only public statement while the matter is pending. As TMZ reported, Sydney was arrested Sunday and charged with sexual battery against a child under 16, aggravated child molestation, and sodomy. Booking records accused her of performing oral sex on a minor at an Embassy Suites in Hateville and confessing to the act. A photo from the arrest shows Sydney standing outside the hotel with her hands behind her back. Sydney's mother, Stephanie Favors, told TMZ the allegations are completely out of character, saying she does not believe her daughter would engage in sexual activity with the minor. So, so yeah, I just find that hard because it's like, okay, so is it Uchiwala or one Mike? So was she arrested for child molestation and sodomy, or because we know that the by definition, what is what? How does the law define sodomy? I think it's by penetration of one's rear end, right? That's how. But maybe I need to go Google the definition.
As
But
far
then
as
they,
I
That's
know,
what I know.
Right.
yeah, but then they're saying like she admitted to performing oral sex, but that's not sodomy. So
no.
I
It could
told
be
y'all what I think.
penetration with a device, like a dildo or something like that. You know,
Hmm. Yep. I could be wrong, but what I think is what because it's one of those things where just by existing near a child, like they say, oh well,
Y-
you endangering this child because you're a trans person.
that's why I say wait till the facts come out because this is just accusations at this point, and we don't know the facts of the story. So I don't want to discount any kind of abuse or anything like that.
Yep.
But we know sometimes that stuff can be fabricated to take advantage of someone.
It
Hopefully,
doesn't.
go ahead, Cup.
I'm sorry, I didn't. I thought you were done, but it does include oral and some other acts.
It does. Okay. Good to
Okay.
know.
Yeah, because I didn't know that.
Good to know. Well, like Chili said, we will wait until the facts come out. She's denying it. Her mother says this is out of character for her and don't believe that she would ever do anything like that. Her mother who knows her best. So I mean, yeah, we will see. I will keep y'all updated. And another update, so because of her safety, they have actually housed her in an LGBTQ session of the prison, jail, excuse me. And you should see where it says here by way of TMZ, Love and Hip Hop Sydney Star placed in jail's vulnerable population section. So this starts. Love and Hip Hop star Sydney Starr is locked up in a special section of the Fulton County Jail due to her identifying as a trans woman, TMZ has learned. Sydney was transferred to the vulnerable population unit for the LGBTQ community after she was arrested Sunday and booked for sexual battery against a child under 16, aggravated sexual molestation, and sodomy. She was accused of sodomizing a juvenile at a hotel in Hateville, Georgia, but she claimed the interaction was consensual. A rep for the Fulton County Sheriff's Office said Sydney identified as someone who engages in a particular lifestyle during the intake process, which is why jail officials placed her in the vulnerable unit. We're told Sydney's criminal charges had absolutely nothing to do with where she's been housed, and she has no restrictions placed on her and no extra security, even though alleged child predators usually are usually targets for other prisoners. Sydney has vehemently denied all of the allegations and charges. The sheriff's rep said Sydney is housed in a dormitory and her daily life is just like any other inmate: 3 meals a day, recreation, phone privileges, and showers. As you know, Sydney has been on several reality shows, including Love and Hip Hop New York. During one episode, Sydney had a doctor's appointment for sex reassignment surgery and revealed she identifies as a woman. Uh, Yeah. So that's that on that. And the fact, see, this is why, because no other community will we know any information like that. Why would we need to know what's going on in between her legs? We didn't need to know that she had sexual reassignment surgery. But hey, that's where we are. Well, that's that on that. Again, I will keep y'all posted once I see new updates. And that's that on that. While we're still talking about the trans community, let's talk about Chaz Bono. Let's talk about the trans man that we know. And I happen to be a big fan of Chaz Bono, but he was like, "Look, talking to his brother, you ain't gonna be keep stressing my mama out now. Look, Elijah, you ain't gonna be look. You all should see. I've just shared here by way of this Radar Online exclusive. Chaz Bono rallies around Cher as family crisis deepens. So let's get into it. Chaz Bono is stepping in to protect mom Cher from the chaos created by his wayward brother, Elijah Blue Allman, insiders told Radar Online. Almond, who's 50, remains in a psychiatric facility after his arrest on accusations he caused a ruckus at an elite New Hampshire prep school. Now, sources say Cher, who's 80, is consumed with anxiety over what will happen when he's released. Of course, Chaz is upset about the way Elijah's life has turned out, but protecting Cher is the first priority, a source said. This whole situation with Elijah is tearing Cher apart. No matter what she does to try to help him, he refuses. Even worse, he treats her like the enemy. Nobody knows what his frame of mind will be when he eventually gets out of the facility, but it's very clear he'll need a long period of readjustment before he's thinking clearly again. So there's a lot of nervousness about what happens next. Elijah, whose father is late rocker Greg Allman, was charged with simple assault, criminal trespassing, criminal threatening, and disorderly conduct following a disturbance at St. Paul's School in Concord on February 27th. He was released on personal recognizance, but was arrested just 2 days later after allegedly breaking into a stranger's home in Windham, New Hampshire. He was set to face trial on June 16th, but a judge paused any hearings until he's released from New Hampshire State Hospital. Cher sought an emergency conservatorship over Elijah following the back-to-back arrests, calling him gravely disabled and claiming his life has been derailed by ongoing substance abuse and mental health issues, according to an April 15th petition made in Los Angeles County Probate Court. But a judge denied her request without prejudice, meaning Cher can refile her request in the future. She had initially filed for a temporary conservatorship over Elijah in early 2024, which was similarly denied. Cher only tried to get a conservatorship because she believes Elijah will kill himself with drugs if she does not step in, revealed an insider. But he doesn't see it that way. He vowed to tear her to shreds. Meanwhile, 57-year-old Bono is focused on Cher's well-being, although he does care about Elijah, said a source. Chaz has vowed to be the conduit between Elijah and Cher because the last thing he wants is for Cher to be dealing with more grief, added the source. At 80 years old, Cher's nerves simply cannot take this level of stress. It's taking a huge toll on her, and Chaz is ready to do whatever he can to protect her. I know that's right, including beating his brother's ass if he have to. So, yes. He said, "You ain't gonna be stressing out my mama now. Look, I love my brother, but I will beat his ass. And my mom is 80 and does not need this stress." So, yes, honey. And based off of what we read about Elijah, honey, I have no reason not to believe this article. So that is that on that. Y'all, this next story is hilarious. So remember, we read yesterday about Nicole Kidman. She got her a new boo with money, who allegedly picked her up from the airport in his Ferrari, and she was just smiling ear to ear. Well, baby, word on the curb is her ex-husband Keith is pissed, honey. He is livid. And I'm like, well, good. Rightfully so. But you also see I've just shared here by way of
Auntie,
it. Huh?
what this stringy hair man pissed about? You
He is
left her.
And
You
you're still
left
getting
her.
and you're still getting these checks. Shut up and go sit down.
after she tried to work it out, y'all. She actually tried to save that marriage, but it just didn't work. So she was like, "Listen, I just got to
You
take my
know
loss
what?
out for divorce."
I saw this and almost sent it to you because I was like, I know you fucking lying. I know he better not. This better be a lie because you left her. Let her
Mhm.
be.
Look, that's what narcissism do. I was like, narcissism. I can't even talk, child. That's how narcissism works, and that's what narcissists do. They don't want you to see. They think you're. I have a feeling he thinks Nicole is his property and does not want to see her happy with anybody other than him. Uh, but hey, but this starts. Keith Urban is blindsided and absolutely devastated that that his ex-wife Nicole Kidman has found romance with a handsome and ultra-wealthy businessman, Radar Online can reveal. The 59-year-old Oscar-winning actress has sent relationship rumors into overdrive after enjoying cozy poolside Italian getaway. After enjoying a cozy poolside Italian getaway with private equity boss Michael Reinstein, who was later seen picking her up from a Los Angeles airport in his luxury Ferrari. The 58-year-old country crooner was the one who moved out of his family's home in June 2025. Kidman filed for divorce on September 30th of that year, one day after the news of their separation became public. Up until now, the door had been firmly closed on his relationship with Nicole, an insider claimed about the pair's post split dealings. But now he still had hopes there still might be a chance at reconciliation. He's absolutely devastated and is going through that feeling of deep loss all over again. I'm sorry. um, while Urban was initially linked to country singer Maggie Baugh after the news of the split broke, he has yet to go public with any woman since his 19-year marriage to Kidman ended. Now that she's been photographed with Reinstein in flirty encounters on two continents, the fighter singer is reportedly looking to step out with someone new himself. Seeing Nicole seemingly moving on is permitting him to do the same, the source spilled. Don't be surprised if Keith steps out with a revenge romance of his own, the insider claimed. He knows he has to move on. The twist is that while Kidman appears to be the first to publicly move on, insiders claim that she was the one desperately trying to save the marriage to Urban. She didn't want this. She has been fighting to save the marriage, a source said in September 2025. Nicole wanted to show she was committed, but the truth is Keith had already made up his mind. She rushed back to Nashville hoping to fix things, but by then it was too late. It's very sad for her, a second insider dished. Two narratives are playing out. Nicole's camp says it's only a trial separation, while Keith's camp believes the marriage ended long ago, the insider added. But either way, the reality is they are broken and done. The duo's divorce was finalized in January, and Kidman was photographed in mid-July cozying up with Reinstein on as the two relaxed on poolsides in Italy, Portofino, Italy, which we talked about yesterday. So I won't even read the rest of this article because it's just pretty much repeating what Michael does in his business. He's a yeah. So yeah, the nerve, honey. And then yeah, and I'm actually really surprised because I think we read something about Maggie actually denying that she had a relationship with Keith, and she actually is married to someone else, if I remember correctly. So, mm-mm. Well, stay mad, motherfucker.
You remember you remember the terms of their prenup? He was getting like 600,000 for every year that he was sober.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah. He had a sobriety clause in uh their prenup, and I think he walked away with like 11 million or something like that.
Damn. Well, if you gotta be sober, honey, at least get paid for it. Shit. Ooh,
You know,
ooh,
fuck him.
yes. Oh, just because most
Because,
country singers like to drink whiskey and shit. Just about. Ooh, imagine being a country singer and you ain't drunk. Ooh,
well, because he was an alcoholic. So, too
too
bad,
shy.
so sad. And then she took his stringy haired ass in. And then for them to write the fucking nerve talking about revenge relationship, bitch, revenge. What fucking reality are we living in?
I was about to say
And
that lady don't care. She busy working. Got like four shows she's on.
But I tried to save the marriage, and you told me no, it's over. Then how can this be a revenge? What the fuck? Who is writing this shit? People, words mean things, and the way
exactly.
you string them together, they mean something. You can't just be revenge. Can't be on something that you walked away from, like you were wrong. This is the problem.
And you know what, Moon? And I think you're absolutely right. I think that was intentional. So I'm gonna make a prediction. I think he's probably gonna be seen messing with one of her longtime friends or something. Because
Well,
that's just what narcissists do, honey. I'm getting so much narcissism from Keith, like based
yeah,
off
but
this
who
book.
wrote that? They need to go back to journalism school.
Ooh, let's see. It says it was written by Beth Shilliday, who works for Radar Online.
Beth, do better. Whoever approved this, the editor, you should be ashamed of yourself too. Because how can someone get revenge on they weren't harmed? I'm sorry. What? Ugh.
Mhm.
Ugh.
They can never make me hate Nicole Kidman, especially after finding out she's a real ass bitch, honey. Especially what she did to Hugh Jackman at that Met Gala, allegedly. Well, she saw him. See, I don't talk to cheaters. Mm. I'm sure she didn't say in my head she said it like that, but I'm sure it went another way. But long story short, she threw shade.
I've been watching her in Lioness.
I hear that's a good show. I haven't checked it out yet.
It's pretty good.
Isn't that the one Zoe Saldana was in the first season, wasn't she?
She is the main star of the show.
Okay. That's probably why I didn't want.
Look, my best friend was just talking about it last night, and she was like, "Oh, I love Zoe Saldana." I said, "You won't love her after I tell you what she did." Don't tell me. I just need to get through this season. I said, "All right, I won't tell you. I'll wait.
I
Enjoy your
Yeah.
little show now."
I know she's problematic.
She probably met now. I won't take it away from because the girl is a very talented actress. Just don't call her a very talented black actress because you might get a mouthful. Anyway.
The only
Well,
thing she annoyed me
But she
in
feels, what?
was that movie with her and the Italian dude, kind of mimicking her life. With
Oh,
he gets cancer, and I'm just like, I don't nobody care
did that
about
happen
you.
in her real life?
I don't know about the cancer part, but she is married to an Italian dude.
Oh,
yeah, that was that Netflix series that a lot of people were raving about. And I
Yeah.
almost watched because I heard it had Danielle Deadwyler in it, whom I absolutely adore. But I'm like, girl, I unfortunately dislike Zoe way more than I like you, so I'm gonna have to skip this one. Yeah, I'm not a
oh
fan.
yeah. And you said, and what'd you say, Cup? You said, what'd you say she did? Because
She did the
Auntie said that.
oh,
Auntie says don't call her a black woman unless she's trying to play a fucking black woman. That's what I wanted to say.
right, with that stupid nose.
Mhm. Look, she had us all fooled, honey. Look, from especially from the drumline days, we thought she was one of us, and then when she started talking, we were like, "Oh no, she's not one of us." I did. I'm not gonna. I did enjoy Columbiana. That's probably one of my favorite action. She did eat that role. I ain't gonna lie. She ate that. But that's that on that.
I, I didn't know Keith Urban is devastated.
According to these inside sources, honey, people like to run their mouths.
Hmm.
Those anonymous sources who people be thinking is their friends be sending anonymous shit to people like me so people can talk about it. But the difference between me and TMZ might pay you. I ain't got no money to pay you, but I do appreciate you for the information. Well, that's that. Well, speaking of more people who don't want to be black, Kanye. He's been going through a lot of litigation, hasn't he? And he's about to go through some more. And you should see what I just shared here by way of TMZ. Kanye West sued by producer over alleged unpaid six-figure sum owed for Vultures 2. Child, let's get into it. Kanye West is being dragged to court by a music producer who claims Kanye put him to work on Vultures 2 under a tight deadline, then never paid him a dime. According to a new lawsuit obtained by TMZ, the producer, who filed anonymously as John Doe, says he was brought aboard August 1st, 2024, just 2 days before the album's release. The producer claims Kanye personally directed the recording sessions as he cranked out more than 400 vocal generations and created at least 13 custom AI voice models. He says he was tasked with restructuring vocals. I'm sorry, tasked with reconstructing vocals, converting performances into other artists' modeled voices, and even using his own recordings as source material in some of the finished masters. The producer claims his contributions landed on 5 Vulture 2 tracks. He says he later worked on 2 released tracks from Kanye's Bully project, along with several unreleased songs. According to Doe, Kanye's team acknowledged his work in late 2024, discussed updating his credits on digital streaming platforms, and even offered him a master buyout. But he says the money and credits never came. Doe says he repeatedly Kanye's business managers, including Milo Yiannopoulos, however you say that child's name, for payment, but claims he still hasn't been compensated. He's seeking at least $110,000 for the 7 released tracks, 80,000 for Vultures 2, and 30,000 for Bully, plus additional damages for his unreleased work. He also wants the judge to force Kanye's company to properly credit him on streaming platforms. We've reached out to Kanye. So far, no word back. So, I mean, I guess at this, I mean, how can I say this without sounding insensitive? Because I can imagine being a producer and having the opportunity to work with Kanye might seem like a dream to someone, but this man has too much of a history, right, of mistreating people around him, and you
Maybe
willing
15 years ago, not today.
Well, it's a history of him not paying. He always kept true to. That ain't new.
yeah. So that's why I'm like, yeah, this is
We
kind
heard stories. We heard firsthand stories. Remember?
Mhm.
He been not paying people.
Kanye been West. Okay. Yes. So this is why I believe every word and came up in that look, and don't just sound like the same type of stuff that we personally know about him, putting you on tight deadlines, pretty much making things almost impossible for you to achieve and not paying you. Mhm. Well, I will certainly follow this and let y'all know the updates. Now, speaking of like Kanye, you because the T that we know that was dating back when he was married to Kim, so this had to be like Kanye being West, baby. But let's talk about the Kardashians. They actually just got a successful restraining order against an overzealous fan. And you all should see I've just shared here by way of TMZ. Kardashians granted long-term protection against men allegedly obsessed with Kylie. So let's get into it. The Kardashian family was granted a years long restraining order against the man they say was freaking them out and posed a serious danger. According to new legal docs obtained by TMZ, a judge ordered a 3-year protection against Kyle Robert DeWick, a Colorado man Kris Jenner previously described as a stalker with no relationship whatsoever to her or her family. The order protects Kylie, Kendall, Kim, Chloe, and Courtney, Rob, and Chris. And it says DeWick must stay at least 100 yards away from all of them. He is also to have zero contact, physical, digital, phone, or snail mail with any of the family. A temporary restraining order was granted in late May and now has been extended for a few years. In a sworn declaration, Chris previously said security personnel informed her DeWick first landed on the family's radar back in 2021 after allegedly making repeated visits to Kylie's residence. Chris says he believed she had somehow encouraged him to pursue Kylie and even proposed to her, something Chris flatly denies. The momager also claimed the man has a violent criminal history, including a violent assault, and said he recently contacted real estate agents connected to family properties, touring homes near where the family members live. Chris told the court the situation caused severe emotional distress and left her terrified for her own safety and that of her children. Girl, as bad as I am not a fan of because I am so not a fan of the Kardashian family, but I am still of the mind that nobody deserves to go through this. That motherfucker is batshit crazy. Going around their houses, trying to talk to real estate agents, getting properties near them and shit like that. Like, uh, rabbit dogs need to be put down. I'm sorry. What the fuck?
Scary, very scary. You don't know
Mhm.
what people like this will do.
Child, just like we remember we were reading about Sabrina Carpenter, how she got that restraining order against that crazed fan who just knew that when she was performing, she was talking to him, but said that she really
Mhm.
wants to be with me. She's just saying no because of the police and government maligned instructions or whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah, yeah, that's not true. Like,
Yeah. I just saw
but
somebody,
it's
I forgot
common.
who. Yeah, somebody just put a tweet out there, like said something about like parasocial relationships should not be taken like lightly. These people can really harm somebody. So, well, that's that on that, honey. Uh, yeah. So I'm probably going to get a lot of pushback for this, but when I say that I am of the belief that bisexual women, y'all really don't do anything to advance the LGBTQ community. I'm sorry. A lot of you don't. A lot of you are the first to bring problematic men into our circles. And somebody even tried to, have a conversation with me on Thread saying, oh, well, this is not true. We all do that. But yeah, but y'all are known for doing it the most. So, girl, I say that because Sarah Jane Nader, she's actually the sister of Brooks Nader. I don't know if y'all even know who Brooks Nader is. She's a young model, but her sister, honey, was seen out and about with fucking Pete Davidson. A whole man that just left his girl with a newborn. Girl, you should see what I just shared here by way of TMZ. Pete Davidson out in New York City with Brooks Nader's sister, Sarah, after split from Elsie. Girl. Well, Pete Davidson's love life may have a new chapter because he and reality star and model Sarah Jane Nader were seen out in Brooklyn Monday night. They have footage here. Demoy obtained a video that shows the pair walking across the street together before stepping into a car. There's no obvious PDA, but the comedian did open the door for Sarah before heading over to the driver's side. The duo's outing comes 8 months after Pete welcomed his daughter, Scotty, with his ex model, Elsie Hewitt. He and Elsie dated for just a year, for just over a year before they split in May 2026. The exes announced in July they reached a co parenting agreement and noted their main focus is their daughter. Meanwhile, Sarah's last public romance was in 2024 with Alexis Williams. She came out as bisexual during season one of her reality show with her famous sisters, Love Thy Nader. TMZ said they'll stay tuned to see if Peter is sticking around to love Thy Sarah. I done told y'all to stop the shit and leave the joke telling to the funny people. But anyway, yes, girl, what is your problem? I mean, well, unless you just getting that dick and go, then yeah. But this is not a thing. These girls act like they gotta start a whole future with these damn men, these meat sticks who just need to be seen for what they are. It's community penis. But okay. Well, that's that on that girl. What we got next? Melissa Gilbert, honey. Y'all look, you gonna see what standing by your problematic man gets you, honey. Be fucking up your money. Did y'all remember we talked about here on this show how Melissa Gilbert wanted to stay by her man, stand by Tim Busfield with his allegations. But you all should see, I have just shared here by way of Radar Online. It's an exclusive. Melissa Gilbert's finances hit by husband Timothy's ongoing legal battle. Mm-mm. Well, Melissa Gilbert has hit rock bottom after losing her latest TV gig as her husband Timothy Busfield's sordid sex abuse case drags on, sources told Radar Online. Bosses on when Calls the Heart acts Melissa's character when it emerged Busfield, who's 69, whined that both their careers had collapsed amid his battle to clear his name. Losing this role is a huge blow for Melissa. She's in total free fall, said a source. She was counting on the income to help keep her and Timothy's heads above water, plus cover the mammoth legal bills that are piling up. According to newly released testimony, Busfield gave to a grand jury earlier this year. He said, "My children, grandchildren, everybody in my life is done because of these false allegations for money and for revenge." The actor added, "These two criminals, the parents of his accusers, have ruined me. And my wife and her business, I'm not going to break that." As RadarOnline.com reported, Busfield, who wed Gilbert in 2013, stands accused of grooming and sexually assaulting two boys on the set of The Cleaning Lady in Albuquerque, New Mexico between 2022 and 2024. After a warrant was issued for his arrest in January, the actor turned himself in to authorities and declared he'd fight the charges. In February, he was hit with 4 counts of criminal sexual conduct of a child under the age of 13. A judge released him from custody, but instructed him to stay away from minors ahead of a trial in May of 2027. Busfield has denied the allegations and pled not guilty. Little House on the Prairie alum Melissa, who's 62, leapt to her husband's defense, claiming he's the victim of a shakedown and declaring that she trusts him implicitly with her own children and granddaughter, or own children and grandchildren, excuse me. She's now bankrolling Busfield, who's cleaned out his own accounts, according to insiders. Melissa will pull from her savings if she has to, but she's desperately worried about how her career will survive, added a source. Being loyal to her husband is one thing, but it's increasingly obvious that he's bringing her down with him. And that is kind of obvious too, honey. Your money taking a hit. Mm-mm. Well, what am I known to say? Stand by your man. I guess, girl. Couldn't be me.
Being male centered is not lucrative for women. It is not good,
It ain't
I
lucrative. It ain't
guess.
safe. It ain't smart. Like it's girl.
especially with these type of charges. And then you want to act like people just gonna be cool with you working. Like they're like, oh, you fucks with the you know, somebody that's sexually assaulting folks or allegedly, but accused. Weird. And just like the other girl, why do people keep dating Pete Davidson? He's so funny looking. What is going on with y'all?
But because they under the impression that he got a big ass dick, honey. But the person who told us
Well,
that was Ariana Grande, and she's small as hell. So all dicks are very.
well, well, who cares? Y'all be throwing yourselves for a little bit of nothing. Y'all, what part? We in 2026. Big dick ain't gonna get you nothing. It ain't gonna get you nothing but some problems. But y'all keep being male centered if y'all want to. Mm,
Mhm.
oh yeah.
Yep, I agree. I don't see any, but baby, it's these women will die on that hill, and I don't understand it. I mean, it ain't for me to understand. So,
I'm a woman. I don't. That is, you keep that shit to yourself. I don't even want it. Y'all need to. Mm-mm. Y'all need to get help if that's what moves you. A penis, the penis part of it. You know they make actual equipment out here that can do more than probably and better than the dude. So I
but yeah,
guess.
it's gonna come with the patriarchy. I don't know.
Ugh. Thank God it doesn't. Oh my God. Ugh.
Oh, okay.
Well, she gonna let this man bring come on. He say, I trust him around. Okay, girl. That be y'all first problem. That be y'all problem. Mm.
Yep. Well, hun, so remember Sarah Gilson, the TikTok influencer who was unfortunately unalived by her, you got to talk in TikTok language. She was unalived by her pedophilic husband. Well, and then we learned some stuff about her ex-husband, how she and her ex-husband still had a really good relationship because of them being co-parents and stuff. Well, this ex-husband, his name is Lyle Landers. He's making sure that that murderer, Jeremiah Sean Duffy, his beneficiaries don't get shit from her estate. And you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ. Sarah Gilson's ex asked court to block husband's beneficiaries from getting cut of her estate. So let's get into it. So, influencer Sarah Gilson and her husband, Jeremiah Sean Duffy, died in a murder suicide. And now Gilson's ex is trying to prevent Duffy's beneficiaries from profiting off the brutal slaying, according to new court docs. In a July 29th filing, Gilson's former husband, Lyle Lander, states that Gilson had no will at the time that Duffy allegedly shot her and then took his own life in Oklahoma. Gilson was killed by Duffy on July 23rd, less than 2 weeks after she accused Duffy of being a pedophile in a video posted to TikTok. The docs say Landers made every effort to find a probate will for Gilson, but came up empty at every turn. Now, Landers is requesting that the court stop any and all beneficiaries of Duffy's estate from getting a dime of the money Gilson made from being a lifestyle and fashion influencer on TikTok. Landers points out that Duffy intentionally and feloniously took Gilson's life, so Duffy's designated beneficiaries should be barred from inheriting from Gilson. Landers also quoted Oklahoma law, noting that no person convicted of murder or manslaughter shall inherit from the victim of the offense or receive any interest in the estate of the victim. In addition, Landers says Gilson left behind personal property in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which he intends to preserve and protect for their kids. And then they end with if you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. So, yeah. I mean, good for him. Good for him for doing the right thing. Cause yeah. So that's that on that. If I get more information, like always, I'll keep y'all updated. And, oh, girl. Speaking of more information, so remember we talked yesterday about Sid Wilson, Kelly Osbourne's ex, who was kicked out of the band Slipknot after being like one of the
Yeah.
founding members. Well, baby, she sent out a few messages herself, honey, Miss Kelly. And you should see where I've just shared here by way of TMZ. Kelly Osbourne posts cryptic message after ex Sid Wilson Slipknot firing. Girl. Well, Kelly Osbourne appears to be sending a pointed message just days after her ex fiance Sid Wilson was fired from Slipknot. Kelly kicked off a string of cryptic Instagram stories Monday with a blunt message: "Wake the fuck up and take some responsibility," before saying she was done putting up with the mystery subject's behavior. "I want to be happy and I have a beautiful son to raise," she wrote. "Leave me alone. Let me heal. I can't protect you from yourself anymore." She didn't stop there. In another story, Kelly wrote, "Also, while I'm at it, can I have my dogs back and all my possessions? Oh, yeah, and maybe some child support?" Kelly also reposted messages declaring she would protect her son at all costs and choose him over anyone and anything. Another message took aim at the loudest defense of the guilty, suggesting it is often a distraction rather than proof of innocence. Kelly added, "This is why I always take accountability." Kelly never mentioned Sid by name or directly connected the post to his firing, but the timing is certainly noteworthy. As TMZ first reported, Slipknot permanently kicked Sid out Friday after more than 25 years with the heavy metal group. Sources with direct knowledge told us the firing has been a long time coming, with the band finally reaching its limit over Sid's behavior and the way he allegedly treated his bandmates. We're told the band planned to announce Sid's departure this week. Kelly and Sid quietly carved off their engagement in March. Sid resurfaced Sunday outside a Los Angeles recording studio, but stayed silent when asked about Slipknot's exit. Mm-mm. She said, "Can I have my dogs, my possession? Oh, and maybe some child support? And I'm willing to protect my son at all costs." I feel like this is about to get messy, y'all. Whatever he did, because I mean, yeah, bandmates do like if there's a problematic member, they tend to vote to kick that member out. Yeah, that's true. But after 25 years, and I don't know, I've been reading celebrity news too long, honey. I know that ain't the only reason. I feel like some allegations or something about to come out. So, well, that is that on that. Another story we've actually been following, Luka Doncic. I was actually shocked by this one, girl. But then again, maybe not because of the attorney involved. But you all should see I've just shared here by way of TMZ. Lakers Luka Doncic's ex-fiance drops child support case. Girl. Well, Luka Doncic's ex-fiance is dropping her court case over child support for their two children, TMZ Sports has learned. In court docs, Anna Maria Goltes submitted Monday that were obtained by TMZ. She requested a Los Angeles judge dismiss her request without prejudice, reasoning, "I am withdrawing my petition for child support with the specific intention of resolving this matter amicably and by a mutual agreement, which is in the best interest of our children." As TMZ first reported, the NBA star moved to dismiss the case, arguing that her petition for child support and attorney's fees had no legal grounds because it was filed in California when the kids live in Slovenia. Luca and his attorney, Laura Wasser, even alleged he tried convincing Anna Maria to move to the Golden State with their kids, but she refused and has resided in Slovenia with them since last May. TMZ broke the news that the exes ended their engagement due to the distance between them. They share two kids, 2-year-old Gabriella and 7-month-old Olivia, and were together for a decade. hmm Baby, once I saw, look, because I knew once he hired Laura Wasser, I kind of saw this coming, baby. And if you don't know about her, you better read. She does not play. So that's that on that. Oh, this is messy. And when I say messy as hell, honey, I mean messy as hell. So remember, we've actually talked about like the mess going on around Aaron Carter's estate and how mom and his child's mother were getting into it and all of that. Well, girl, so they're actually in the middle of a wrongful death lawsuit, and they're suing a dentist who prescribed him Xanax. And baby, what this dentist is asking for, I was like, "Oh, he is messy as fuck." But I guess when your freedom is on the line, baby, you gotta go at it. So you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ. Aaron Carter investigated by Department of Children and Family Services before death. So let's get into it. Aaron Carter's dentist, who is facing a wrongful death lawsuit from his family, will be introducing evidence of a Department of Children and Family Services investigation in court, TMZ has learned. According to court docs obtained by TMZ, dentist Jason Marable revealed his plan to use evidence to dispute the claim that Aaron's 4-year-old son, Princeton, lost out on companionship from his dad, arguing Aaron wasn't that good of a dad in the first place. The dentist said he plans to use testimony from the Department of Children and Family Services staff as witnesses in the upcoming trial. In addition, Jason refuted the claim by Aaron's family that the singer was earning millions at the time of his death. Jason said he believes Aaron's family will make the case that Aaron was making millions per year from various income sources, that he will continue earning such income the same way, and that he plans to tour in 2023. In his filing, he said the claim for loss of financial support is highly disputed. He argued there is no evidence to prove Aaron was making a 7-figure income in the years before his death. As TMZ previously reported, Aaron's family claimed the singer's doctor and dentist were negligent in prescribing him drugs, specifically Xanax. Aaron died after he overdosed on Xanax and an opioid medication, which caused him to lose consciousness and accidentally drown in the bathtub. Aaron was also huffing, according to the medical examiner, and he was only 34 years old. When I tell you that is messy as hell, what you mean? Oh,
Oh my
oh so
God.
he said I'm
He
the reason
wasn't
he lost out.
Jesus. And
Girl.
why would a dentist be prescribing somebody Xanax? That's not way out of his lane right there.
Mhm.
Which maybe he should be, admonished for that. But yeah, that's crazy.
They said, "Y'all wanna say he was a good dad?" Oh, well, I have records that say that he was visited by Dyfus and, Ra, and I got the witnesses ready to testify in court. I am gagged, y'all. This is so messy. Well, that is that on that. What we got next? Ooh, not too long ago, we talked about Brenda Dixon. So Brenda Dixon is that woman who was on Young and the Restless for a long time, back in the day, but she was arrested for assault. And we didn't have any information at the time. We just know that she was arrested for an alleged assault. Baby, now we have more information, honey. And I was like, oh, wow. You all should see where it says here by way of TMZ, Young and the Restless alum Brenda Dixon allegedly hit neighbor's kid in the face. Girl, let's get into it. The man accusing Brenda Dixon of assault is seeking court order protection, claiming the actress got physical with his child. According to new legal docs obtained by DMZ, a man named Richard Chamberlain beelined it to court Monday and filed for a civil harassment restraining order against Brenda, alleging the Young and the Reckless actress hit his daughter Isabella in the face and chest. He also said she bumped Isabella with trash bags, made threats, and verbally harassed her and others during alleged July 8th incident that ended with Brenda's arrest. Richard says he's property maintenance and a renter in the building where Brenda lives. He's seeking protection for himself, Isabella, and another renter. According to Richard, the alleged July 8th incident that landed Brenda in the clink wasn't the only time she harassed them. He claims she's been stalking and verbally harassing them for the past 2 months. Richard wants Brenda to stay at least 5 yards away from him, his daughter, and the other renter, and his dog. The court denied his request for now, saying his papers didn't sufficiently show that Brenda had been violent, threatened violence, or caused substantial emotional distress. A hearing is scheduled for August 24th. As TMZ previously reported, Brenda was busted last month for misdemeanor battery on a person, but was released that same day on her own recognizance. Brenda played Jill Foster Abbott on the famous soap opera. Mm-mm. So what y'all think happened? That child was running off at the mouth, and Brenda was like, "Oh no, baby, I'm old school. Who you talking to?" Wop. Allegedly, allegedly. But yeah, so that's
Might
that
might be just a grumpy old lady. And
might be.
you can't be hitting people's kids though, like that.
You can't or throwing trash bags at them or none of that, girl.
No, you can't do that.
Well, that is that on that. When more information comes out, I will definitely update us. And I have 3 more stories left. Y'all, so I was actually finding out that Tom Sandoval has a little dick was not on my bingo card. It shouldn't be a surprise, but, yeah, it wasn't on my bingo. I was like, "Oh, well, now that I know this, what am I gonna do with this information?" But
And we need to know this. Why?
child, well, but because we have a whole Vanderpump Rule fans in the room, honey, this is for her. But you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ. Tom Sandoval alleges ex-girlfriend Victoria kicked him, yelled, "You have a tiny penis" during attack. So let's get into it. Tom Sandoval claims his ex, Victoria Lee Robinson, kicked him in the groin and questioned his manhood during a nasty altercation when they were still dating, TMZ has learned. The Vanderpump Rules alum submitted a new declaration Monday in his ongoing restraining order case against his ex, claiming the alleged groin kick happened in October while he was on tour with his band, Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras in Florida. Tom says after the concert ended, Victoria kicked me repeatedly in the groin area while hurling expletives and insults towards me in the presence of my bandmates, tour crew, and fans. He claims Victoria had consumed drugs and alcohol to the point that the venue security personnel had to physically carry her from the concert venue back to the tour bus earlier that night. Victoria allegedly attacked Tom when he returned to his tour bus to check on her. He claims she kicked my groin area with her legs and yelled insults such as, "You have a tiny fucking penis. Fuck you." Tom also says multiple venues expressed concern about Victoria's alleged drug use backstage and claims she invited fans backstage and shared drugs with them. He says her behavior was so concerning, his band manager and music director expressed that they wanted to ban her from continuing on the tour. In the court filing, Tom also alleges Victoria created drama that caused him repeated distress and anxiety, saying her antics left him frazzled and anxious before his America's Got Talent performance at the show's August 2025 quarterfinals. He claims Victoria continuously made comments like he's not a real man that diminish his self confidence, but he says he stayed with her because she threatened to ruin my life if I left her. Tom also claims Victoria repeatedly told me and others that she would destroy my life and get the Ariana Maddox treatment, referring to the public attention and career opportunities my former girlfriend received after our breakup. Victoria tells TMZ, "I did not kick Tom and I did not touch him. I had taken a shot and asked him to take care of me. He chose not to." She added, "I went back to bed on the bus and asked him to keep the noise down, and that's what actually happened. I'm trying to move on with my life, and I keep getting pulled back into this." As TMZ previously reported, Tom was granted a temporary restraining order temporary domestic violence restraining order against Victoria and her father, Will Robinson, at the end of June. Victoria tried to obtain a temporary protective order of her own against Tom, but it was denied until a future hearing. Mm-mm. Baby, when them tables turned. This man is getting everything his little dick ass deserves, honey. And I look, we have a comment saying Tom is too extra. Gross. Well, unfortunately, I guess he's extra to compensate for his shortcomings. Allegedly. Well, that's the and absolutely believe he does have a small one because he be walking around the way he acts. That's little dick energy. He just acts like a man who has a little dick. So I ain't surprised. Well, that is that on that. And, oh, y'all, I'm actually scared to talk about this next story, honey. For real. Oh, they say, wait, did you just cover a story talking about who cares what's between their legs? Yeah, I was talking about trans people. No, but the straight people, I want to know what's between their legs. Well, y'all, this story is actually sad, and I'm actually scared to say so. I just want to reiterate, like I do here several times, we here at Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea are not the news. We just read it. So we have no smoke with nobody, no communities, none of that. And you all should see, I've just shared this story here by way of TMZ. And this story says Mexican cartel boss arrested for allegedly ordering influencers live stream murder. Girl, let's get into it. The leader of a Mexican criminal cartel was swept up by authorities after allegedly ordering the brutal murders of his son's beauty influencer ex girlfriend and a mayor. Ramon Angel Alvarez Ayala was arrested in late July by military personnel and law enforcement officers during a joint operation, according to multiple reports. Mexican officials say Ayala was known as El R1. He was the main leader of Los RS, one of the most violent criminal organizations connected to the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, a group allegedly involved in murder, extortion, and drug trafficking. According to authorities, Ayala masterminded and financed the hit on 23-year-old beauty influencer Valeria Marquez, whose ex boyfriend is Ayala's son. In May 2025, Marquez was shot and killed by a gunman while live streaming in her beauty salon in the Mexican city of Zapopan. The gunman was seen on video pretending to be a delivery driver. He asked to confirm her name, then shot her in the head and chest, causing her to collapse while the live stream was still up and running. Omar Hamid Garcia Harfouk, Mexico's Secretary of Security and Citizen Protection, said Marquez's murder was connected to Ayala's son, Francisco Alvarez, who allegedly threatened Marquez after they broke up. Authorities have arrested another man in connection with Marquez's murder, but it's unclear if he's the gunman. Police are still searching for Francisco. In addition, Harfouk said Ayala financed and ordered the execution of Carlos Alberto Manzo Rodriguez, the mayor of Uruapan, a city in the Mexican state of Michoacan. And if I mispronounced that, I'm so sorry. Manzo, who often spoke out against organized crime, was shot to death during the Day of the Dead celebrations in November 2025. Harfouk said 31 people have been arrested in connection with Manzo's killing. Girl, they do not play with this is the second Mexican influencer that we've read about, or Mexican beauty influencer at that we read about was killed. The last one we read about, her and her whole family was killed and wrapped up in trash bags that they found in a truck. And now this during a live stream. So this girl was like seen by millions of people. Well, I don't know what her following was, but seen by a bunch of people. And that man came in there pretending to be a delivery driver, confirmed her name, and well, that's that on that, child. Oof. And the last story I have for us today, honey, word on the curb is Jimmy Fallon's show might be on the chopping block. I personally I may watch it like every now and again. If I do watch a late night show, believe it or not, it happens to be Kimmel. I tend to enjoy Kimmel a little bit better than Fallon, but that's just my own personal preference. But Fallon, honey, they saying it might be over for you, boo, and he don't know what he gonna do next. And you should see where it says here by way of this Radar Online exclusive, Jimmy Fallon faces career uncertainty after NBC show cancellation. So let's get into it. Jimmy Fallon is panicking after NBC pulled the plug on his reality series On Brand after one season, especially after he realizes the clock may be ticking on his time hosting The Tonight Show, Radar Online can reveal. The cancellation is adding to the 51-year-old's fears he's losing his mojo and running out of ideas for reinventing himself post Tonight Show, a friend said. He put a ton of his energy and time into On Brand, so it was pretty frustrating to him that the show didn't break through, said the source. Fallon produced and starred in the competition show about creatives who come up with marketing campaigns for companies such as Captain Morgan, Dunkin', Pillsbury, and Samsung. The show's failure comes just as Jimmy is considering his career options after the Tonight Show inevitably comes to an end. Although his contract runs until 2028, there's a chance NBC could pull the plug before then, a source said. Jimmy is a trained actor and a pretty confident live performer, but those jobs are not as lucrative as being a talk show host, said the source, who added that his funny songs and lighthearted stand-up routines are not enough of a draw to fill stadiums. And who wants the touring lifestyle when you have a wife and young kids at home? So that's why Fallon thought a pivot to creating and executive producing reality shows was his best shot for his next chapter. And despite On Brand's cancellation, he can still point to other shows he created, Lip Sync Battle and Password, as successes. But if this is really his path forward, He needs to create another hit and he needs to do it quickly, said the source. As RadarOnline.com can readers know, the host has a blemish HR track on at NBC. In 2023, after he faced allegations of creating a toxic workplace and being drunk on set, he publicly apologized to his coworkers. Since then, round the clock minders have kept him on the straight and narrow. No one wants to tempt fate and leave him to his own devices, said a source. Mm-mm. See, I missed that tea about him being like drunk on set and stuff. I thought, yeah. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I'm now that I think about it, I never heard anything about Jimmy Fallon being like a having a toxic workplace. I with James Corden for sure. I heard about him, but no, I never heard this about Fallon. In fact, like who don't the Roots tend to speak like very highly of him? That was news to me, but that's that on that. And y'all, that was actually all the tea that I have for us today. So before we head out, I always like to ask my crew, did you all have any tea that you wanted to share or any tea that I might have missed? And I'm just actually browsing the TMZ streets really
Not
quickly.
for me today.
Yes, I'm seeing if there's anything worth talking. Yes, there is.
What? What?
Shamar, the influencer Shamar.
Who? No. I thought you meant Shamar Moore. What?
No, the one who got she got a bait. She got a bait, bitch. That was you better clock that. See, y'all don't know Shamar. Anyway, um, he's been arrested apparently. And you should see where it says here by way of TMZ, influencer Shamar McCord arrested over alleged beatdown.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yup. Well, reality star Shamar McCoy was arrested for misdemeanor battery after he and his boyfriend allegedly beat up a man, TMZ has learned. According to court docs and online records, Shamar was taken into custody on Monday over an alleged November 2024 incident, and he was released hours later after posting a $2,000 bond. Per the docs, Shamar and his boyfriend, Alexander Green, went over to a man named Quentin McDowell's home after Alexander got into it with Quentin on the phone. Quentin told police Shamar and Alexander also brought a group of friends and claimed Alexander assaulted him by punching him in the face with a closed fist multiple times before throwing him to the ground and kicking him. What's more, Quentin told cops Alexander continued to kick him while he was on the ground. The alleged victim said video of the incident was recorded and uploaded to Instagram, which he showed police. The cops say another witness told them Shamar kicked Quentin in the head before Shamar, Alexander, and the group left the scene in a burgundy Jaguar SUV. Shamar. Oh my God. These men gonna get you in trouble, honey. And then why is you fighting your man's battles, honey? Girl, Shamar. Girl. Well, that's that on that, honey. Mm, 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 mm. What else they got in these TMZ streets? Making sure I ain't missing anything worth talking about. Definitely don't want to talk about no Janine Pirro and Trump. Fuck the both of them.
No, man, he mad at her child because she dropped all the little things. It's a little bit of tea, but because they can't win on this foolery that they got going on. Mm-mm-mm.
That's what her fucking ass
Fuck
get.
that bitch, right?
To hell with a Janine Pirro. Um, it says my threads feeds has people talking about Richard Gere and his young co-star. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can admit this does promote something. So is that supposed if that ain't if they not playing, are they supposed to be love interests in this new
What
movie?
is this?
So that's Richard Gere and his new co-star in something and whatever. So the movie is called Asymmetry. It just started shooting last month. So is she supposed to be playing her man or because yeah, if that's supposed to be her man, um, uh,
Her man was like her grandpa. But I sent you that video. That lady was out there.
mhm. We say also saw something about Alicia Silverstone dissing Oprah about her school closing. Go open up your own girl and get that shit. But nah, she too busy damn go a fucking clueless reboot that didn't nobody ask for. But Yeah, shit. If you got go do your own school, Alicia. Don't make me dislike you, girl. I like you. Don't make me dislike you. Yeah.
Because what we will do is protect Oprah against white people. Now, we'll deal with her on our own. Mind your business, lady.
Yep. Oh, we have a comment. Go vaccinate your kids, Alicia. Oop, that part. Mhm. Well, y'all, I want to take time to thank you all for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. We will be back tomorrow starting at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another live show if you can make it. Don't forget to subscribe to a bitch. Head over to auntiederik.com, hit that big green subscribe button at the top left and join my free mailing list. So that way you can get your daily inboxes, your daily hugs in your inboxes. And until tomorrow, I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day.
Bye, everybody.